All right, here's a quick story about my chimney cleaning experiences. I've cleaned chimneys before, but I have a new house and it has it's much taller than my last one. So I had decided to try and take on cleaning the chimney by myself, which again I've done before, but I needed a new brush because this chimney has a stainless steel insert. So I used this brush. I attached this brush to my pole, went all the way down with it, brought it all the way up. I was like, oh, that was easy. So I decided to go take another pass, ran it all the way down, and then about, I don't know, 3/4 of the way down, hit a snag, and then in trying to get it loose, I managed to get the brush, release the poles from the brush. So now I have the brush stuck in the chimney. So I pull the poles out, and then eventually the next day or so, I fashioned a hook so that I could try and snag onto the actual brush and pull up the whole thing. And then, in trying to do all that and twisting it and getting it, I managed to get 2 sections of pole, including the hook, stuck in the chimney too. So now I have this brush as well as this hook and another pole stuck in the chimney. At that point, I got pretty frustrated and, contemplated calling a professional, which I'm sure would have charged, I don't know, $400 or $500 just to get those things out of the chimney. So then my next step was to try and see if I could find something that would take those out. So the next thing I did was get one of these things, which is a sewer hook. What do they call it? I'll think of the name later. But they essentially, plumbers use this to try and, a retrieval coil or a retrieval hook, I think they call it. So I was able to essentially get the section with the hook enough to wiggle it, and then that actually fell through the stove. So then I was stuck with just the brush in the chimney, and that was probably the hard part because I was afraid of the pole. If I were to snag it further down and tried to drag it up, potentially ripping a hole in the liner because of the end of the pole could have essentially jabbed it. So again, just the brush was down at this point, and I used this, and it worked beautifully. It actually coiled right around where I needed it to, and ultimately it was, you get the idea, but it was right in the center of it, and I snagged that, was able to pull it all the way up, got my man card back, and I'm on cloud 9, so I'm happy. If anybody has this experience, I hope you hope you get it out. Hope you don't have to call a professional. This was the sewer hook. I ended up fashioning a plumber, it's a 1/4 NPT thread, and I'll probably take this off after and maybe have a separate video showing that, but I wanted to make sure that didn't get stuck or break in the chimney. So, and again, the duct tape on the hook is just so I didn't jab a hole in that liner. So if you have this experience, good luck. I was delighted with how, I don't know, it wasn't too bad actually getting it all out. It didn't take too much trying and not too much frustration. So if you have this happening, give it a try.